Okay. Okay, let's try that again. Yay. Thank you, Janelle. All right, so some of the things we'll be covering tonight, we'll be going over the time frame for the cookie sale. We'll be going over things that are new this year, all the ways that girls can sell cookies, and what our cookie pickup or cookie pick request and cookie pickup procedure looks like for you guys as the adults who will be handling that part. We will have time for questions at the end of the presentation, or if you think of something as we're going along, feel free to pop it in the chat and we'll address it. If not right then, we'll address it at the end. I've got Janelle from the Des Moines office assisting me tonight. So Janelle, if I make any glaring omissions, feel free to elaborate on things that like I miss or, or add things. So I'm gonna put myself on mute for just a second here and shut that sound off in the background and then we'll get started. Okay, sorry about that. My family left something on and it was being very, very loud. Okay, so to start off with, let me. Okay. All right, so we're going to start off with the kind of important dates. Time frame wise, cookie sale begins on Thursday, February 1st and runs through Sunday, March 24th. We are going to be holding our cookie rally next Saturday, January 20th. So the girls will be bringing home their order cards then before the start date. But they are on their honor not to take cookie orders before we start. So that's because the troops all across Iowa have the same start date. That way we're all kind of fair and square. The following weekend, cookie booths and lemonade stands are allowed to start happening. That'll be on the weekend of February 9th. Second weekend of cookies, and we'll talk more about booths and lemonade stands specifically later on in the presentation. And then finally, all cookie funds need to be turned back into the troop by Wednesday, March 27th. So looking at the cookie lineup for this year, there are 9 different kinds of cookies that the girls will be selling. There are no new cookies this year, and the Raspberry Rally is not returning. So all the cookies should look familiar to those who sold last year, including the gluten-free option, the caramel chocolate chip. One change is that there was a price increase this year, and cookies are now $6 a package. Okay, so the next slide here deals with the rewards that girls can earn by selling cookies, girls and individually and as troops. And a copy of this will come home with your girls' cookie materials. So I know it's kind of small, but you will get to see a big version later, all your own. I know girls are always very excited to look over this sheet and use it to help them kind of set their cookie goals. At least my kids always are. So individual girls can earn various rewards by selling different amounts of cookies. You see how that all breaks down on the right-hand side of the screen. There's all kinds of fun stuff this year featuring the cookie mascot, which is the axolotl. For your kind of your standard patches for the vest, to these really cute Squishmallow style axolotl plushies and t-shirts and water bottles, all the way up to higher rewards like a day at Adventureland, things like a laptop, an iPad, or a free camp session, or a trip to Universal Studios. So that one's at 3,750 packages. For the higher rewards like the electronics and the trips, girls do have to opt out of the smaller prizes on the way up. Most of the girl rewards are shipped directly to you from Girl Scouts after cookie season ends. So timing wise, my kids' stuff usually has normally shown up around the time school is getting out, most years anyway. The exception to that is what are called the instant rewards. These are the little Squishmallow type looking fruits that you can see kind of in the top half of the page there. And if anybody remembers the little plushy sea creatures from last year that we would hand out at cookie pickups, these are this year's version. They're these cute little tropical fruits. So those the girls will get from me when they hit the package total needed to sell them. So I will have those every week as they earn them at our cookie pickups. Girls can also earn cookie dough, which is like cash and can be spent on things like camp sessions, purchases at Girl Scout retail shops, in the online store or for other council events. My kids always use their cookie dough toward their camp sessions every summer. So girls can actually, if they don't want the prizes so much and they want to go for a session at camp or something, they can choose to opt out of prizes for more cookie dough if they want to. So they can really kind of customize their goals based on what they're interested in. On the troop side, we earn 85 cents per package sold, which actually went up 20 cents from last year, so that's pretty cool. And these are the funds we use for our camp experiences in the summer. So last year, that consisted of a troop overnight at Camp Sac in Boone for one option, and an Enchanted Forest themed day camp out at Kennedy for another option. So as a troop, that's always kind of our biggest goal for cookie sales. If you look on the left-hand side of the slide, you'll see that if we reach certain per girl averages, we can also earn troop experience rewards. So like if we reach an average of 235 packages per girl, we can participate in the Gimme S'more Mud Run at Camp Sac in September. If we hit 385, we can earn a trampoline or water park trip or a Build-A-Bear experience. And if we hit 500 packages per girl average, we would qualify for a free camp overnight at one of GSGI's camp properties and a camp kit. So there's lots of fun things that come out of cookie sales for the girls. This year, we would like to have the parents to have some fun and incentives too. So let me pull that up next. So the girls are the ones selling the cookies, of course, but that wouldn't happen without adult help. So this year, we've also got an incentive program for parents and grandparents and other cookie helpers who assist girls with their cookie program. So first, all of the families that place an order, all of the families that place an order to be picked up the first week of cookie sales will receive a money bag cookie kit. So you'll get a zippered money bag, which you can see a picture up in the upper right-hand corner there. You can use that to kind of keep your girls' cookie funds in, keep things organized. And then the bag will also have some little fun little swag items in it as well. And we'll also have a cookie helper bingo card that you can complete over the course, over the course of cookie season. You can mark off spaces for things like volunteering at cookie booths, selling one box of each type of cookie, holding a lemonade stand for your girl, and then doing various tasks to help your girl reach her cookie goal, like helping her make sales online, helping her brainstorm new cookie customers. If you'll notice, the center space is attend your troops cookie meeting. So like if you're already here, you already have one space, you got one, yay. At the end of cookie season, if you get a bingo row, you'll receive a Girl Scout tote bag. And if you fill in the entire card, you will get a Girl Scout drink tumbler. So as an 11-year cookie parent myself, I understand just how much work goes into cookie season from the adult side of things. So this is kind of a fun way to show that we as troop leaders acknowledge and appreciate what you do for the girls. So I will send out the bingo card in an email soon, and I'll also have hard copies available at at upcoming meetings at the cookie rally. That they'll be there, so you'll easily be able to get one. So so next we're going to look at options for how girls can sell cookies.
Chime in for a second. I just wanted to elaborate a little bit on the cookie helper bingo and all the fun rewards you talked about. So we just wanted to clarify all of the girl rewards that Meredith talked about, and the trips and the instant rewards. Those are all things that GSGI has coordinated and organized. The cookie helper bingo and the adult rewards, that's something just very specific to your troop. So that's not something that the council as a whole is doing. It's actually something pretty unique that is just for troops that are in our community troop program. So there's a small handful of troops in Des Moines, Fort Dodge, and Sioux City that are part of our program. And your troops are actually part of that. So this is not something that GSGI as a whole is doing. Other troops aren't doing that. It's just your leader. And it's something that we have a lot of troops and a lot of girls with our community troop program. And it's just so important for us to have parent help and support at cookie booths and throughout the season. And so we just wanted to have the parents get in on some of the fun, and that way there are some fun incentives for you as well. So like Meredith said, that the money bag kit, there's lots of resources in there, a sticker, and also a nice little money bag if you place an initial order for that first week of pickup. So if you do have any questions about any of that, definitely feel free to ask Meredith, and we will be sending all this information out in an email later on early next week. So I just wanted to clarify the difference between the GSGI rewards and then the troop incentives too. But continue on, Meredith.
All right, thank you. Okay, so looking for options for how girls can sell cookies. One option for selling is to sell online. Now, in past years, this has been done through the Smart Cookies platform. This year, however, there will be a new platform for families, which is called Digital Cookie. And Digital Cookie will allow girls to sell online through a virtual storefront. It'll also allow them to process credit card sales. So on January 17th, watch your email for a link to set up your girls' Digital Cookie account. Once the account is established, that link can be shared in whatever way you like, and then customers can order cookies through it. I know for my kids, I have posted our cookie links in the past on social media. And to get the girls involved, I've always had them do like a fun video or a photo to go with it. And then I usually post several things throughout the cookie season, reminding people that, hey, they're still selling. One thing we did when they were younger, we always would build a fort or some other structure with their cookie boxes in the living room, and then photograph them peeking out of it. So I mean, you can kind of get creative when you're looking at ways to sell online. It is especially nice for family members who live far away, who might want to support girls by buying cookies, but not be right here to do so. My kids have made sales in Oregon, Alabama, Missouri, Illinois, and other places as well, using their cookie links. It's also good for local sales, as customers can place an order at their leisure and then have you deliver it. So speaking of that, there are two options in the online store. Customers can pick direct ship or girl delivery. So for direct ship, it's just what it sounds like. The cookies ship directly to the customer from the baker. They don't pass through us. You don't have to get them from me. They just get shipped and they're counted toward her sales total. If ordering online, it does pay to make larger orders, because on orders of, I think, 6 to 12 packages, GSGI picks up half the shipping fee. So shipping cost drops to $7.49. New this year, there's a 4-package minimum for direct ship orders. If customers order online and pick girl delivery, that means that the cookies are requested by you on your weekly order, and your girl delivers them in person. So there is no shipping cost for the girl delivered cookies. And you can approve or decline girl delivered orders in Digital Cookie. So for example, if someone orders cookies and wants them girl delivered, but they live farther away than you're willing to drive to deliver Girl Scout cookies or whatever, you can decline that order. Excuse me. GSGI is holding a virtual training specifically for parents for Digital Cookie on I believe it's the 25th. And I strongly recommend that you attend so that you can familiarize yourself with the new platform. I know I will also be attending this one because there are 2 cookie sellers at my house too, and it's also new to me. So I will, when I send out the big email of cookie information, that link to register for that training will be in there. So just another thing to keep in mind. So of course, girls can also sell in person. Once sales start on February 1st, girls can take orders on their order card and collect payment. Then each week you can request the cookies she sold that week from the troop and pick them up at our weekly pickups. And then she can deliver them to the customer. Another way girls can sell in person is through direct sales, where girls sell cookies they already have on hand. So for example, that would include going door to door around the neighborhood, where you would want to have the cookies already to give to the customer immediately. Excuse me. If your girl wants to do this, you would request cookies from the troop, and those would be transferred to her, and then she can sell them, rather than like taking an order and then delivering after the cookies come in. So it's kind of whichever way you want to do it, both are fine. Payment can be taken in 3 different ways. We take cash. They can make checks payable to Girl Scouts, or they will be able to take credit card payments through Digital Cookie. And then as far as Digital Cookie goes, getting that set up, once you get the link for Digital Cookie, you can register and have your girl help you set up her site. You can invite customers, and you'll also be able to track her progress through that platform. I don't know, Janelle, is there anything else about Digital Cookie that I should be adding? I guess that's all the information I have so far.
I think you covered it really well, Meredith. We're all still learning Digital Cookie, but from my understanding of it, for parents that are returning this year and have previously used Smart Cookies in the past, that's now transitioning all to Digital Cookie. So they'll be able to take credit card payments all through Digital Cookie. They'll be able to make their goals in Digital Cookie. They'll be able to do all of the tracking and approving orders in Digital Cookie. So it's meant to be really, from my understanding, really user friendly. Instead of going online to the website, there's a nice app you can have on your smartphone. And so all of that is going to be tracked through there. So we're all looking forward to learning about that this season.
Okay. Thank you. And like I said, everybody register for the training on the 25th. So we can all learn it together. Okay. So another way that girls will sell cookies are at booths and lemonade stands. So when we talk about cookie booths are a troop level event. I set these up at local businesses, and then I send out a sign up link, just a sign up Genius like we do for meeting volunteers. And then girls can sign up for time slots to work. There are usually 2 to 3 girls per time slot. Depending on the booth, time slots generally run an hour and a half to 2 hours in length. Sometimes for like outdoor booths, they're shorter just because it's outdoors. And I think I've got six booths scheduled so far around town. So there'll be a lot of different options to pick from. We do need your help at booths. There have to be 2 adults at the cookie booth at all times. So there will be a sign up for that included in the cookie sign up for adult volunteers. If I don't have a second adult for a booth, I will cancel that shift. So be sure to sign up if you're available. So cookie booths use cookies from troop inventory. Whatever we sell is divided up equally between the girls who are working the booth and then added to their totals in Smart Cookies afterwards. So how lemonade stands differ from booth sales is that lemonade stands are basically cookie booths with just one girl, or a set of sisters if you have multiple Girl Scouts in your family. And these differ from troop cookie booths in that they are set up by the parent guardian, not by the troop leader. They can't be set up in the same location as a council or troop secured booth while there's one going on. So that needs to be taken into consideration when scheduling. But much like a troop cookie booth, lemonade stands must have a parent or guardian present, and then obviously the individual girl or girls. So the cookies you would use for lemonade stands are your girls' own cookies, the ones you request from me each week. So if you know you want to do a lemonade stand at Fairway on Friday night or whatever, then the week before you would make sure you request a few extra cases of cookies or whatever you think you'll be able to, based on your time frame, request those so that you have them to sell. Lemonade stands are kind of a fun way for girls to get more sales other than just, hitting up family and friends. I've done lemonade stands with my kids at a lot of different places around town, grocery stores, other businesses, bank drive-through. If you know somebody who owns a local business, see if they'd let your girl set up a table there. So think outside the box on locations. I know I had a Girl Scout in one of my troops last year set up a lemonade stand out at the Hillbilly Sale. So, I mean, there's a lot of different places you can do it, and they can be a lot of fun. Now, okay, so I normally work most of the troop cookie booths, but there will be a couple dates when I will need to ask for 2 volunteers to take responsibility for a booth. Remember, I have 3 troops, and sometimes I have multiple engagements on the same day. So in that case, there will be a need for 2 adult volunteers. So looking at the box on the right, you can see what the responsibilities would be for someone who signed up to be a booth leader. So you would, on our pickup on Thursday, you would pick up the cookies and the booth supplies for me, table, cookies, signage, cash, inventory sheet, all that good stuff. You would go to the location I have set up at our scheduled time, unload, set up, help the girls, be responsible for making sure the girls are having a good experience selling, staying safe, and also track sales by verifying starting and ending inventory, be responsible for the cash, and then getting everything back to me afterwards. So like I said, I know there will be at least 1 or 2 instances where I'll probably be asking for volunteers. So again, signups are coming. It'll be well ahead of time. So if you know you'd be interested, please let me know. So if you do wind up being interested in running a booth, this is the form we use for booth sales that you would be responsible for completing if you're the one in charge of that cookie booth. Pretty straightforward. The top green circle shows where the starting and ending inventory of cookies are recorded. The green circle on the left is for recording sales. And then to the right of that, you track what girls worked which shifts. And usually for parent run booths, it's usually just one shift most of the time. So pretty straightforward. All right, so how do you get cookies from me? That is a good question. And if you were in the troop last year and sold cookies last year, it's going to be pretty much the same system. The way you actually get your girls' cookies in your hands from the troop. So cookies are requested from me every Saturday by 11:59 p.m. using a cookie request form, and you'll get a link for that. They are not requested through digital cookie, which is a common and logical mistake. So on the cookie request form, you'll sign up for a pickup time slot for the next pickup day, and then specify how many packages of each kind of cookie you need. So do note the midnight deadline. Try to be on time. I don't guarantee that late submissions will be included with that week's troop order. So do try and hit that deadline. Once the forms are submitted, I then compile everyone's request. I place our cookie order from GSGI for the whole troop. And then once the cookies come in the following Thursday, you will then come pick them up during the time frame you requested. So as I said, for returning cookie parents, this is basically the same procedure we followed last year. So when you click on the link for the cookie request form, this is basically what you'll see. You'll be asked to verify that you understand that you're financially responsible for the cookies and you can't return them. And then you will be able to select a pickup time and specify what troop you're in, and then request how many of each cookie you would like each week. Scheduling wise, we keep it pretty consistent week to week. Orders are due, as I said, Saturday by midnight, and then orders are picked up the following Thursday between 3 and 6. And that's between 3 and 6 is divided out in half-hour increments. So you'll be able to sign for, okay, I want to come between 4 and 4:30, or I want to come between 5:30 and 6. Excuse me. So for example, looking at the first week there, when cookies can be requested, the first deadline is Saturday, February 3rd. The cookies you order that day will be available for pickup the following Thursday, February 8th, and then so on and so forth. Our cookie pickups are always held on Thursday afternoons between 3 and 6. So that be sure that you specify what time slot you'd like, so I know when everybody is coming, and I can get orders ready in the right order. So whatever time slot you sign up for, please come then. If you sign up to come at 6 or come at 5:30 and show up at 3 instead, I probably won't have your order ready yet. There's also a place to make a note if someone else will be picking up cookies for you, so that way I know that to expect someone that's not you. And if you are absolutely not available to come during the designated hours on Thursday, because I know that's one day a week and very specific, and if you don't have someone you can send to get them for you, be sure you contact me, and then we will figure out other arrangements to get your cookies to you. So for our cookie pickup process, the place where cookies will be picked up this year will be the same as last year, at the council cookie cupboard, which is located at Rojon Home Improvement, the warehouse out on Old 20 by Iowa Central. And the address is 228 Kenyon Road West, if you need to map it. I have not heard yet which side of the warehouse they will have us on this year. So I will send that information out closer to when pickups start once I have it. There's normally signage at the cupboard though to show you how to get to the pickup location. So you'll be able to find me. Depending where we're located, there might be a line to pick up cookies, unless it's a warm day. Probably the garage door of the bay is going to be shut to keep warm. So generally the process is to pull up outside and text me to let me know that you're there. When you text, I'll either come open the door and wave you in, or I'll let you know, hey, there are people ahead of you, and that there'll be a wait. So if there is someone ahead of you picking up cookies, you have to wait until they are done and out. So please don't park directly in front of the garage door, just in case you're not the first in line. And as a reminder, the only time you can go to the cookie cupboard and get cookies is during our scheduled times on Thursday. You cannot show up at other times during the week. number one, it's only open at certain times anyway, and you can't get cookies from anyone other than me. They have to come from our troop stock. There are sometimes other staff members there at the same time as we are, but you can only get cookies from our little stash, not from the coverage main stock. So if you can't make the pickup, be sure to contact me and don't just show up hoping I'm there, because if it's not Thursday between 3 and 6, I will not be there. Okay, so you are parked inside, you are ready to load up. I will have your order pulled before you arrive, and I will hand you a clipboard upon your arrival with your order on it on a form that looks like the one on the left. It shows how many of each kind of cookies you ordered that week with totals at the bottom. So the procedure is that we will count the cookies together, and you will initial by each one after you've verified that it's correct. Note that there is an adjustments needed column. We use that if you need to make any changes at pickup. So if you placed your order on Saturday and then saw somebody on Sunday and somebody ordered another 12 Thin Mints, we can add another 12 Thin Mints. So any changes that need to be made, we make them then. And so after you've verified the cookie count, we will handle any cookie funds that you're turning in. It's not required that you turn in cookie money each time you pick up cookies. However, please do turn it in as you go. It's just easier to keep track of if there's less of it. So when you turn in money, please pre-count it before arriving. Put it in a Ziploc or an envelope that has your girl's name and troop number and the cash and check total that you're turning in written on the outside. This helps me keep track of what money goes in what account. Remember, I have 3 different troops, so that's super important. So we'll count the money together to verify that the amount's correct. It will be written in the money section on the right side of the form. We will each sign it, and then you'll get a copy to keep for your records. That will also serve as your receipt, and then I keep the other one. So as a side note, the only time you should turn in cookie funds is at our Thursday cookie pickups. I will not accept money at our Tuesday troop meetings. There's too much going on with all the girls there, and I'm focusing on running the meeting, not on cookie things. So it's too easy to forget to record a payment or for that money to be placed in the chaos. So meetings, remember, are a cookie-free zone. So remember, if you do bring money to a meeting, I probably will not take it. I will ask you to hang on to it until next Thursday.
Meredith, if you don't mind, I wanted to chime in a little bit about the money collecting part as well.
Yes.
Just reiterating to please do turn the money in as you are going. The troop, the way that cookie sales work is the troop is financially responsible for all of the cookies that they order. And then as soon as you are taking cookies from the troop, you are then financially responsible for them. So we want to make sure that you are protecting yourself and that also the troop is being protected as well. And that, you know, we are wanting to turn in money as sales are happening and not have people collecting a lot of cookies and being responsible for them, but them not selling. So please do turn money in as you go. The troop does have money deducted from their troop bank account halfway through the season. So it's really important that the troop is responsible for turning money in midway through. So your troop leader will likely, you know, if we're noticing, you know, week after week, you're coming and collecting cookies, but we haven't seen money turned in, we may say, hey, whoa, let's, you know, check in and see how things are going. So just really reiterating, we want everyone to be in the best spot that they can be and the troop to be financially healthy so those girls can meet their goals for things like camp. So just really reiterating, once you do collect cookies from the troop, when you take them, when you sign off on that paper, you are financially responsible for those cookies. Cookies are not returnable to the troop. Just how food sales work. Once you take those cookies and sign off on them, they are not able to be returned. So we also cannot return cookies to GSGI once the troop takes them. So we are responsible for selling them and making sure that we have booths and get them out the door. But I just wanted to reiterate that a little bit too, Meredith.
Thank you.
I'll let you go on for your tips.
Okay. All right, so I know this has been a huge wallop of information all in one shot. So we'll open it up for questions pretty shortly here. But first I want to go over a few tips to sort of help manage the chaos. So some do's and don'ts for you. So the first do keep track of your weekly order requests. what you have requested from the troops so that you always know what you have and what you have coming. And this can be as simple as, a note on your phone or on your PC, or that you jot your order down each week, or keeping track in a physical notebook or planner. For years before I broke down and joined the 21st century and got a smartphone, I kept track of my kids' cookie orders with a series of Post-it notes stuck on my calendar. So whatever works for you, just have something that you can reference. Do allow your girl to take the lead. Don't sell for her. If you want to sell cookies at your place of work, if possible, have her come in and go around with her with the order card. Obviously, it's mostly parents who post cookie links on social media, but involve her by having her take a photo to go with the link, or make a video telling what her cookie goals are, or what she likes about Girl Scouts. So give her opportunities to do the talking. Speaking up and communicating with customers is a great way for girls to gain confidence. Do follow our process for cookie requests and pickup. Having everybody use the same processes makes cookie season go much, much more smoothly, and it helps eliminate missed orders and errors. Do obviously store your cookies and your cookie money in a secure place. As we noted, you're financially responsible for all cookies that are transferred to your girl. Turn in money often to avoid the opportunity for it to be misplaced and stolen. Don't leave it in the car, things like that. Cookies, if you're stashing them, cookies should be stored somewhere dry, pest-free, and temperature controlled. So not in the garage if there's, a chance of damp or critters. Pretty common sense stuff. Do provide context. If you have a cookie question for me, be sure to include all the details so that I can answer you correctly. With that, do please use email as primary communication. If I have messages coming in from multiple sources, from text messages, from Facebook, it's too easy to miss something. All cookie communications should be via email. And with that last one, please do be patient. I do check my email more frequently during cookie season, but do bear in mind that between my 3 troops, I have close to 50 girls selling and 50 families emailing me with stuff. So there may be a slight more delay than perhaps there would be at other times. So on the don't side, don't order excessively. Remember, you're financially responsible for all the cookies you receive. Once they're transferred, you can't return them. So if cookies are left unsold at your house at the end of the cookie season, you're still responsible for paying the troop for those cookies. So don't go crazy when you're ordering. And so different families approach ordering in different ways. Some only request cookies that have been pre-ordered and prepaid each week. Absolutely fine. That's the safest way to make sure that you aren't stuck with cookies at the end of March. However, many families find it easier to place a couple larger orders and then just kind of sell out of their girls' own cookie stash as they go. Or they know, hey, I'm going to go door to door, or we're going to do a lemonade stand, and they want to have cookies on hand for those. The way I do it, I have always ordered my girls kind of a larger order of cookies early on, and then we fill orders out of that and do their lemonade stands, and then we just kind of reorder in small batches throughout the season as we run out of things. So you can decide what is the best approach for your family, or if it's your first year, I would say start with pre-orders only and see what you get, and go from there. That said, if you do order to have a stock, don't load up on the less popular varieties unless you know you've got someone who really, really likes, peanut butter sandwiches or whatever. So the slowest movers are the trefoils, which is the shortbread, peanut butter sandwiches, and the gluten-frees. Your biggest sellers will almost always be Thin Mints, Caramel Delights, and peanut butter patties. Don't transfer cookies between girls without consulting me. So for example, if your girl is out of Thin Mints, but her friend who is also in the troop has some at their house, don't do any trades or swaps on your own. We can transfer cookies between girls, but I have to be in on it or it didn't happen. So shoot me an email and make sure it's official so I can make it correct on that end. And that way the right cookies are attributed to the right girl and everybody's totals are right at the end of cookie season. Don't carry on a conversation through multiple channels. This goes back to what I said about keeping cookie questions confined to email. If I have 50 families texting and messaging me as well as emailing, or like starting a conversation via text and then finishing it via email or something like that, it is inevitable that I will miss something and there's going to be a goof up to correct at some point. And then finally, don't expect a consistent response from me during cookie pickup times. And all that means is that during our cookie pickups at the cupboard, I am doing a lot of different things. I'm pulling orders, I'm counting cookies and probably recounting cookies. I'm talking to people who are in there picking their cookies up, answering their questions. So I may not respond to your text like, super fast. So just give me a minute to respond. I do keep the phone right on me usually, and I will respond as soon as I'm done talking or counting or doing whatever I'm doing. So just hold up for a minute and I'll get there. Okay, so last slide, maybe. No, maybe not. Maybe that's my last slide. So if you haven't added my number to your phone yet, this would be a good time to do it.
I think there's more
Is there
slides.
another one? Is there another one? I thought
Yeah, it
there
has
was.
link.
Oh, there it is. It just wasn't going. Okay, there we go. Okay, so if you haven't added my number to your phone, there it is. Great time to do it. You'll receive the link for the cookie request form sometime in the next week or so. As soon as the form is I have to go over it and make sure it's ready to go. And there is a useful link on the right there. This link is for the bridge, which is GSGI's information hub. If you click on the link, you'll be taken directly to the cookie page, and there's a ton of info there, including links to like council cookie trainings for parents, which are a separate event from this one, and cover different aspects of the cookie program. There's also a section called Resources for Troops and Girls, and that includes things like business cards girls can print off to promote their cookie site, or door hangers that they can distribute around the neighborhood. There is a pocket price chart to make the cookie math easier, especially now since it's going to be $6 instead of $5, and we can't all just count up by fives. So I'm going to be reviewing my 6 times table. I don't know about you. The math will be more challenging. There's food allergy info for all the cookies and all kinds of good stuff. So lots of things to be found on that site as you get ready to sell. So with that, I'm going to open it up for questions. What questions can I answer for you?
Meredith, when did you say the last date to sell was again?
Sunday, March 24th.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
I wanted to chime in real quick, Meredith, for one last thing, just because you may have returning families who have done cookie season before, but you may have some new families who this may be their very first cookie season, and oftentimes there's just a lot of logistics and it can seem sometimes a little overwhelming. I just wanted to reiterate that as much as we love cookie season and as awesome as those rewards are for girls and the goals that the troop can work towards are really fun, participating in the cookie program is not required. We don't expect or require any girl in the troop to participate in the cookie program. It's completely optional, and it's something that you, your girl, and your family can choose. That being said, we love when girls participate in the cookie program because it allows your troop to do so many fun things, doing camp experiences, having some of those amazing trips, and they get to set their goals, and it's how your troop has funds to do all the fun things that they do, along with the individual girls goals that they can meet for their own experiences. But definitely follow Meredith's tips and tricks. We're really excited about this year's cookie season and all of the fun goals that girls are going to work towards. But, I'm sure there will be lots of questions as we go through. So please have patience with your leader, Meredith, and definitely our whole team is here to support. So reach out with any questions that may come up.
All right. Anybody else have anything you want to ask? All right. So we have resounding silence. So we did record this, and that will be available if anybody wants to review it. I'll also send out just the slideshow. So you will have that as a reference probably early next week. I'm thinking that stuff will be ready to come out. So watch for the big cookie email and watch for the link for digital cookies, and we'll get it going. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thanks, Meredith.
Meredith, I know they're working on the cookie request form link, so that will be definitely available by the 17th.
Okay.
So you by the time that's ready to go, you should be able to send the rest of the materials out by Wednesday.
Perfect. Okay,
And I think we're wrapped up, so we
we're
probably
wrapped
can
up.
ring
I'm look-
and
Okay, I'm looking for the stop recording button.